I'm Adam Akkus, and I came top 64 Birmingham Nationals 2026. For the main deck, we play 3 Alibas, the best card in the deck. This card is insane in any type of format, but nowadays when you're playing mirrors and such, playing the black Alibas just makes sense. Alongside that, we play 2 Ecclesias. I was thinking about 1 just to cut down the main deck size. However, I think having 2 just to get them back in the ground game is huge. Alongside the best girl, Cartesia. This card's crazy. Yeah, even if you draw it, oh well, I have an extender. Honestly, like, you cannot play without 2 of this card. Next we have 2 Alaba. Alaba's a great normal summon, but if you're against KT, you don't really want to be relying on an Alaba. You want to have extension past that. So I'm only on 2 for this. And then we have like the soft bricks, some mini parts of the engine. We have 1 Saronia, 1 Shrouded, 1 Quem, 1 Dogmaster Ecclesia. The Saronia is nice in the combo when you want to make your own Branded Fusion, breaking boards, pitch off high spirits, pitch off anything, dump Retribution, dump Branded Fusion, get straight back in the game. And sometimes people were negating the activation of Branded Fusion. Sick. I'm going to add it back on Retribution to do the combo. This card is mandatory. I honestly think 2 of, it's not even a bad idea. Shrouded is good. Going into the event, I was thinking about maybe playing 3. Randomize your hand a bit against KT. Great high spirits target, another dragon, another Albaz Engrave. And the worst case to worst, like, it's a draw 1. Bro, an upstart. It's crazy. Then we have Quem and Dogmaster Ecclesia. This card is broken. And yeah, I honestly don't think Branded would be as good as the deck if this card didn't exist. And we have Dogmaster Ecclesia. This girl won't get out of my hand. And I'm playing the weird art because it's the only one I could find. Search is Fallen the Virtuous. Really good into anti-fool lines. And sometimes it's a nice little body when you go for the Diabell's lock if you play that. I honestly think it's a really strong card to play. Even if it is a soft break, Search is Fallen the Virtuous in the worst case scenario. And if not, you discard it. The deck has discards. We play Branded Fusion. It's Branded Fusion. No explanation needed. 2 Nadir. Alongside that, we do sadly play the Goldtalk and the Mercuria. Mercuria is broken. The Dogma searching it in the end phase, or even when you have it in hand and your opponent doesn't know that, just having a hit in the gate somewhere on your end board doesn't hurt. It's just such a strong card. And Goldtalk, you play Mercuria, you might as well play Goldtalk. There was some cool lines where I like a Saronia or a Shrouded and I could access everything. And I would use Goldtalk to start off with, and then I'll go Sword on my opponent's turn to add this back. Crazy. This card has 2 effects, and Negate is one of them, but searching the other one's pretty good. And then we have 3 Opening. I think Branded Opening is a really good card when it's seen in 1s. This card's great in the when you can dump it in the Mitsu matchup. You dump it in different matchups, but more importantly, it's something past your normal summon. And even if you have access to Alaba summoning Quem, like, Quem's good. Quem's great. And opening going into a board doesn't hurt. And then we have the best spell in the deck, High Spirits. This gets so much value. Even if you open Wildbars, you can go Wildbars, chain High Spirits, or if you want to conceal information, you think you're on KT or High Spirits. It forces interaction. And the best part is, under the Fool line, if you open Ecclesia, you go High Spirits, pitch the Ecclesia, pitch Grang, that has a graveyard effect. Some of the Albaz, if you get Forge, someone from Grave, card's crazy. Even when breaking boards, you dump a Grang instantly, and as soon as the interaction, you start playing the game. Once Branded Engine starts going, it's impossible to stop. And then we have part of the non-engine, and the best part about this deck, FNV. Yeah, Fallen Virtuous is crazy. There was some couple times where you would Dogma crash with each other, and you have like a Quem up, you can Quem pop something else, just summon back a Dogma, shuffle. That we call it a Dogma Dance. This card helps out everything in the entire game. And I played 4 Doomsday, and I think FNV, unironically, is not that good into Doomsday. Gets rid of some interaction, but most of the time, the Rimbrum Send is the best. It's so flexible, bro. Like, it's crazy. This deck is crazy in general. So that's it in terms of engine, except for the traps, which are Sword and Retribution. The reason I was on Sword is Branded Fusion lines, when you have nothing else, you kind of need the Sword. You make the Albion by sending Cartesia Albaz, you banish them summon Grang, you dump the Shrouded gets you Sword, and then Sword gets you wild, but it's broken. The worst card in the deck, Fulos. This resolved maybe 4 times. Did win me a Rise Your Mitsu match in round 13. He asked the first one, he acted the second. What can you do? And yeah, great card overall. Would never play it again. Next we have the GOAT Magnum. The amount of times Cool Toon, well, I played 2 Cool Toon. You draw this into Cool Toon, you banish the rotary to get it out of rotation so they can't just copy the effect. Alongside that, just such as Engine, well, the best card in your deck, Wildmaz. And yeah, sometimes you would side this out going first anyway into non-affected decks because yes, it's a dragon, does it gain value? Not if you're already playing. Sirenia is mandatory, you have to play Sirenia. But Mag, a beautiful card out in main. Just thinking about siding it for the event. I decided not to. I thought Branded would be a lot, and I was completely right. So this is all Grand and all. Granganol, see what I did there. 3 crown is your breakers. With the amount of Branded in the room, it's pretty good going first. It's pretty good going second. Cool Toon, crazy card. And against Mitsu, if for some reason they clear your board, you can get one guy, you just crown it, they can't out the guy, sick. You have no way of removing it, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Broken cards, worth the price tag, probably not. Wouldn't have played this deck without them. Droplets, okay. Droplets for consideration, since Jesse Cotton won with Branded Dragotail, because droplets are better in that matchup. Other than that, I do think Crown's pretty good. Luckily, I did not verse Branded Dragotail, or this tournament would have been a wash. Bad deck. Now we have the 6 best cards in the game, in the deck. These cards need to be banned. We have 3 Super Polarization. Now the common, because I don't think these cards are good. No, that's a lie. These cards are broken. They are going to get banned. The format revolves around these cards. Win or lose, these cards are nuts. Yeah, you can never die on your first turn you have a set Super Poly, unless they're on a weird build. But yeah, these cards are crazy. Albaz, all your extra deck is targets, bro. Makes the deck as great as it is. And then we have the little source. It's not source, everyone's on it. We're on Radiant Typhoon Vision. The deck plays 18 quick play spells along with the visions. You're never not going to see visions. Well, you're never not going to see a quick play spells. If you see visions, just draw 2. You do it at the start of your combo, you do it at the end of the combo, you deck in, whenever you want it. These cards are crazy. And yeah, why not? Play 18 quick play spells, get value off them. So on the extra deck, we're on 2 Grang. People are saying you can play this at 1 if you're playing it right. That's not possible. Whenever you start with High Spirits with a Spellcaster, you always want to send this, pushing into a board. The banish effect comes up more when you're pushing into a board than it does when you're relying on it. And yeah, this card's great. Like, just Grang. You have to play Grang. 2 Albion, not going to explain this. It's been standard for years. 2 Dogma. Bro, 3 Dogma would have been great today. I would never play 3 Dogma, but holy, the amount of grind states where I'd be like, damn, if I had another Dogma right now, it'd be crazy. I did mess up my resource loop one game. I was just kind of stuck there with 2 Dogmas on the field going attack, attack, and he couldn't help them. And yeah, Dogmas are towers. Towers are great, except in Lunar Light, that deck's bad. We play 1 Titan. Titan's broken. Summon Quem. Or when you're pushing into a board again, you leave bodies on board, especially the Cool Toon. You bait interaction, leave bodies on board, you dump a Titanic Lad, you fuse with the board, make a Dogma, shuffle back the dish. Albalentus. You do it in your Branded Fusion line when you dump Sword, just to get the Albaz and Albion off the field. It's great when your Doom Z opponents forget to get rid of the Drastia. That came up a lot. We're on 1 Lebellion, obviously. Part of your resource loop, you never want to run out of Dogmas, you never want to banish everything. Crazy cards. And then we have Ecclesia. I sent this more than I made this. If you send this card after you've High Spirits, after you have Wildmaz in hand, it threatens so much. And even like when you push into a board and you can account for all the interactions and you don't know 1 card, you shuffle it back, or your friends shuffle back, it makes them activate and then play for the rest of the board. Sometimes this card is better threatened, and even if they chain it, it's like great. Now you keep the fusion that's in your bin, and you have this for the next turn, and it makes your Dogma unaffected if for some reason you can't get to Ecclesia. You can get to Ecclesia. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing. And then we're on 1 Rim. Card's broken. Keeps you alive, summons Albaz in your opponent's turn. I wouldn't play it without it. I'm not on kit, otherwise sometimes you can go Albaz into kits. Kit some back the Albaz when you make this, going from Branded Fusion. I never like that. Never did I summon it, obviously. And yeah. Next we're on 1 Chaos and 1 Mirror Jade. Now I don't know about you, but this card's definitely not cuttable. The amount of times my opponent, as you'll see in my side deck, when I put them under something and I go set 2 to try and break it out, you just make a Chaos. Or when you're clearing up a board, especially under Di-Fi, as you saw him on Merc. I don't know how people play without this, to be honest. You send Merc, send Shrouded, you get an ad during it, you make a Chaos, you pop the back row, you pop the Di-Fi, you're already ahead. This card's crazy. Mirror Jade, is Mirror Jade. Summon it back 3 times a turn, I guess. I did do that. He shuffled it back, I remade it, he got an engrave, I summoned it back off Quem. Great card. Got 3 cents off of it. And then we're on the 2 quote-unquote open slots of the deck. We're on Despia and Cortez. Despia and Cortez is Despia and Cortez. Proskinion was in testing, was good. This came up more often. When Aluba's your only push, you don't want to get negated. You always want to make Super Poly live. Super Poly's the best card on the deck. You just have to play this. And even if they out it, well, when they out it, you get bonuses off of it. You can't die, you threaten Albaz, you threaten Aluba. It's a crazy card. And then this is the last slot on the deck, Secretarion. I didn't make it. Yeah, this card is for Branded Draco Tail because that deck's running around. Didn't make it once. Looked cool on my extra deck. That's about it. This card is pretty weird. I think expecting to do well in an event, you need to prep for the best decks. And if you don't run into them, it's variance. However, it was not, so I was expecting to get some Rogue. But no, it was just a Doomsday gauntlet, 4 Doomsday. Didn't lose a match though. Doomsday's easy for Branded. Now for the sides. So for your first cards are Diebells, Solemn Accusation. Now after playing the event, I don't think this card is particularly amazing. Maybe another Judgment, maybe Accusation. Like, when it resolves, it's crazy. But the issue is Bestials are running around, DD Crows are running around. And yeah, it baits that out, which is great, but sometimes it's almost not worth it. I'm 50-50 on it. I think this card won me some games and it also lost me some games. By committing too much resources, getting on the board, and then they go, and they have enough to push through. It's like, and in some matchups, it's not even usable. But no, it is pretty good. And then we have, for going second cards anyway, Lightning Storm Harpies. These cards are broken. Put them in the mirror, cool. Put them in any type of deck that sets up a back row, cool. Sketcher of Di-Fi, great cards. Can't complain about them. Yeah. Broke a full RB Mitsu board when they got in full combo. Because I vision draw into a Lightning Storm, draw into a Lava Golem. I was like, epic, and I just completely sweep them. Lovely dudes, by the way. And then we're on 3 Lava Golem. So when I was going to this event, I was terrified of Power Patron, the Sloth Lock, on Doomsday's unbreakable boards. Well, not unbreakable if you have Super Poly, but you want to optimize your chances of being able to break these boards that are almost unbreakable, and you can't always run dice roll. And I think Lava Golems are just good, and that's why you're on 3 opening as well, and you side down to 1 Aluba post side. Aluba's great, but you're not always going to get a normal summon, and sometimes instead you want to use a Lava Golem, which is completely fair. So I love Lava Golem. I would not replace this. Came up so much today and yesterday. And then we're on 3 Perulia and 2 Droll. I put Perulia in once. It's an Elfnut player, and they didn't summon from hand once. They just opened everything. I was like, yeah, cool. This card sucks. Drolls are Drolls. When you see this card, you win. If you're going first, you see it, you'll win. Well, obviously you don't break. Put this into Doomsday, great. Put this in against Mitsu, great. This card's crazy. And even send it off, yeah. Worst case scenario, send it off High Spirits. Sure, why not? And then we're on 1 Theseus. Probably don't need to play this. Just thought maybe go Cool Toon Gauntlet, tear my head off a bit and just go, Theseus. Top 8's going on. I wouldn't play this. I would say it was here because I had one. Cool card, I guess. Best monster card of 2016. And yeah, just for the deck profile, I was pretty happy with my result. I think I could have done better. Some of my losses were out of my control, others were for other reasons. However, yeah, really happy, and hopefully carry on the performance at Euros. Thank you.